Hey, Goodas! Welcome back to the channel. Blind item number 6. There has been enough buzz and talk about the old relationship that the family of this unalive woman want the police to reopen the investigation into her death and speak to the producer wannabe rapper. Also, she was sent to a new doctor who saw her the day before her unaliving and gave her a nose spray containing heavy metals. But before I get into it, please like, follow, and hit the bell icon so you never miss new updates from this channel. Let's get the conversation started.
Like Cassie, who we just saw recently settled with him in a civil lawsuit, and my God, the accusations there. One has to assume the lifestyle of Diddy probably didn't suddenly change after Kim Porter's death. I'm gonna guess it probably existed before that as well. Maybe with Kim Porter. Joining me to discuss, Jennifer Coffindaffer, retired FBI special agent. What do you think on this one? Is this it's a bunch of smoke and nothing there? It's just kind of a convenient thing for everybody to look at and go, "This is crazy. Maybe there is something," or are we looking at another investigation that should be reopened?
Well, I think it would be remiss not to reinvestigate the circumstances surrounding her death. Period. End of story. That must take place. But this is the thing. I truly believe that because his ex, who really brought all of these charges, that I think, in at least in part, are the reason we're here today with search warrants on Diddy's homes. Listen, she's going to be fully cooperating with federal officials. Just because she reached a settlement, the settlement will not preclude her from full cooperation. So they're going to get to know everything that's happening now or recent. So I think for that reason, Porter and that situation, although it would provide a lot of historical information, and if certainly he is tied to that in any way, that would just be jaw dropping. So they should look in.
Per Collier Nubian, the coroner, Ed Winter, who did her first autopsy, came up unalive mysteriously once the report came out. He stated Kim had a toxin that could be a probable cause of her unaliving. However, that report was changed to the narrative we see today. No doubt, there's some shady dealings going on. When she passed, Albie said she was poisoned. He later almost came up unalive. Just like that, everyone else who worked with the diddler, like him, who also wanted to come out with information on diddler, came up unalive. The first autopsy said she was poisoned, and then that coroner suddenly unalive. The second dude said it was pneumonia. Nothing fishy there, right? Then you have people like Logical Mad Matter. Their observation: the autopsy team needs to be questioned. Puffy allegedly has the potential of 8 bodies now. Celebrities are all aware of some aspect of his psychotic world. He had a hand in Tupac and Biggie's unaliving. He had his ex bodyguard Wolf unalive in a setup. Had his ex Kim Porter unalive. He's SA'd 90% of the talent in his roster. He uses drugs, pressure, blackmail, and abuse to achieve his goals. The victim list is insane and literally has some such as Meat Mills, Justin Bieber, Cassidy, the Danny DeCane Girls, Ja Rules, and so much more.
And they probably have so much real time information now with this, but certainly they need to look into it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a totally different investigation if they ever do open up another one on this, obviously with the sex trafficking allegations. And the research that they're doing into that and there, I was surprised by somehow Donald Trump Jr. is involved in this. Actually, his ex-wife Vanessa Trump is the one who had been very vocal about this. They had been friends. Her and Kim Porter had been friends, and speaking to some publications saying, yeah, that she was afraid of Diddy. back in those days, and there was some undisclosed negative aspects of that relationship. You know, it's hearsay. It's just someone saying this is what my friend was telling me back then. But is that enough to open this up? And I don't know what the status is of Kim Porter's body. I don't know if there is a body anymore, if she was cremated. If we don't have a body, is there much that really can be done at this point?
I think it would be extremely difficult if she's been cremated. Now, I don't know if she has been, as you mentioned, cremated or whether she was buried. They could certainly exhume the body, but I don't know how much information that is really solid other than people's concern. And it makes a lot of sense when you look at somebody with these types of allegations against him with a history going so far back, it makes sense that he might want to have been involved. But again, you look at the ME's report, that is strong evidence that he wasn't involved. So it's hard to undo an ME's report if it was done correctly.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't necessarily fit a pattern for him if there was a murder that actually did take place here. It seems he settled most things with NDAs. So why would he have, if he wanted her out of his life, why not do an NDA and call it a day, give her some money, and do that? Why would he go to the length of this if that's in fact what happened? That's a big if.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's just not his modus operandi. That's not how he handles his problems. He handles his problems with NDAs and a lot of cash. And up until now, it's worked. But, you know, the feds, they are stomping through all of that evidence they have. And I truly believe there will be charges within the next 6 months or so.
Yeah. It'll be very interesting to see what those charges exactly are and if murder is one of them. I don't know. It's because it gets confusing. It's a very gray area when someone who's allegedly been up to a lot of not good behavior, and you see these little signs like, this is kind of weird. Not everything, though, means it's a crime if it's a little bit weird. I think that's what we need to remember on this one.
Well, we just discussed Chad Daybell, right?
Yeah.
Initially, they said, oh, his wife just died, natural causes. And, you know, and then look at what happened when they exhumed her body. Suffocation. So again, sometimes when you go backwards and look.
Sometime when you go back and look, you will find exactly what's been hidden the whole time. In closing, let me just read what Sahara Ladi, a friend of Kim Porter, had wrote. She wrote, Kim was cool, spiritual, gorgeous, and beautiful. Old fashioned, Southern belle. He was always blowing up her phone wherever she was. She didn't like the dynamic because it caused her pain. She always stuck with Diddy. If she was seeing someone and he suspected something, then suddenly she would not be seeing them anymore. Kim was ride or die for Diddy. He rocked in a weird way. Love hate relationship, toxic. Kim also told her that he had changed and was not the person he used to be. When she thought things were good, he was out with J-Lo. Then she think they're good again. He got Sarah pregnant, and that was the final straw. But she couldn't get away from him. I will repeat, she couldn't get away from him. In order to get anything out of him, you had to do something in return, like spend time with him. She said adamantly Kim was not doing freak offs, but sensed things were not right. Things would look good from the outside, but in reality, it was not. That was heavy. And I believe it. I believe he's the monster that we all think he is. And he has been getting away with it for far too long. And I cannot wait for his complete demise. He's a predator. He's a horrific human being, and he needs to pay and be punished for all the atrocities that he has inflicted on everyone that ever crossed path with him. Guys, please don't forget to watch the next video. Don't forget to hit that bell icon. Don't forget to like. Hit the bell icon for the latest gossip and opinion. Leave your comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye.